Hi, I'm Tim Van Orden. Today I want to talk with you about values and how they apply to achieving goals. We're in an Olympic year, and in a few weeks, the Sochi Olympics are going to be happening. So the TV and the radio and the internet are telling us who to watch, like who are the major players here, who's going to be an Olympic hopeful. And it's fun to follow these people. I know I've done it in the past. It's fun to vicariously live through them as they accomplish the extraordinary. It's a beautiful thing to watch. People at the peak of their game, some of the best specimens of humanity that we have, doing extraordinary things. But there's a problem with that as well. We make comparisons. We look at ourselves and we don't measure up. So why bother? Why take actions when there's no possible way I can do anything extraordinary in my life? I'm not like that. That guy can lift a boulder the size of a car, and what can I do? I can lift this little pebble. And we look at that pebble and we say it has no value because it's not this giant boulder. It's the people that lift the giant boulders that succeed in life. They're the winners, they're the victors, they're the heroes. But I'm not like that. A life of achievement and accomplishment, a life of extraordinary purpose, that's not for me. I just have these little pebbles. What am I going to do with that? Well, I'll tell you. Life flows around us, it flows through us, and if we're not paying attention, it'll flow by us. And if you happen to be one of those people that can lift a giant boulder, well, you can throw it into that flow, and you can create a dam. You can dam your life. And now you can change where that life flows. You can affect the flow of your life. But if you can't pick up that giant boulder, all you can do is pick up this tiny pebble and you throw it and life just keeps going. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. And you're like, why bother? What's the point? So you just start throwing pebbles in every direction, doing these little things every day, these tiny little tasks that don't ever amount to anything. And you wonder where your life has gone. But you can spend the same amount of energy and keep throwing pebbles in the same spot. Keep taking small tasks focused on the same goal. It doesn't take any more energy than throwing pebbles at random around in your life. Same amount of effort, but you're focusing on one spot. And eventually, those pebbles are going to pile up. And you're going to start to dam up your life. You're going to start to change the flow of your life. And if you keep throwing and keep throwing, that pile of pebbles might even get larger than the giant boulder that the superhero threw. And also, that superhero that threw the big boulder, he can't really fine-tune where it lands. It just kind of lands and does its thing. But because you're throwing one pebble at a time, you have greater control over how you want to shape the flow of your life. Because you're there each step of the way. And you can look and say, you know what, I think I should move it over here. So you start putting pebbles in this spot. Hell, how about if we kind of move it over like that? Now you can start piling pebbles in that spot. You can design and create the life you want, one pebble at a time. Because each one of those pebbles is just as valuable as that giant boulder. And you throwing those pebbles, you taking those small actions is just as valuable as the superhero that can accomplish it in one step. And I'll also tell you this, they weren't born able to lift boulders. They built that strength. They built that character. How did they do it? By throwing lots of small pebbles, until they slowly and gradually created the person that you now consider a superhero. They weren't born like that, and it didn't happen overnight. They built that ability, and you can too. So rather than making comparisons with the people that you see as heroes, realize that it was tiny, tiny steps that got them where they are. And the tiny steps that you take in your life have just as much value if you focus them in one direction. You want to accomplish the extraordinary? Put as much of your effort as you can in one direction, and extraordinary things will happen. So don't be afraid to start small. because everybody starts small. Okay? All right. So go out there and throw some pebbles. And I'll see you soon. Bye.